Driving clear from Modesto, that's amazing. And fighting all that traffic to get here. I hope you enjoyed the food. Was the food good? Yeah. So I like to start out with a real warm, hello, Gary, how are you? Can you tell me that? Yeah, I love that. I love the warmth and the family. Is that cool? All right, I want to start off by sharing just a couple little principles I think that you guys are going to really enjoy. And then we've got some speakers tonight that are going to rock your clock. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Yeah, it's going to be great, right? How many of you are just starting out in real estate and wondering if you made the right decision, checking it out? No, just starting out. Let me see your hands again. Okay, how many of you guys done your first deal? Okay. All right, so we know a lot of you guys need some help mentoring then, right? Okay. This is crazy, but what do you think is more important, mentorship or education? How many of you guys think mentorship? How many of you guys think education? What do you think I think? Let me give you guys a little secret about real estate. You don't mind if I share a little secret? The power of mentorship creates partnership. Let me say that again. The power of mentorship creates partnership. And here's what I mean by that. You see, when you start mentoring somebody and teaching them what we're going to teach you, and they're out there bird dogging and wholesaling, and they start making $10,000 or $15,000 a month, they get pretty excited, don't they? Is there kind of a loyalty in that relationship because they trusted you as their trusted advisor and their mentor, and they bring you the deals and you go up the ladder and now you start doing what? Fix and flips? And all of a sudden you've got this business model where these people are actually working with you and you're mentoring them and you've got a relationship of trust and loyalty. Is that a pretty cool deal? Okay. Partnerships are so valuable in this business. I'm going to give you an example. I met a realtor and I said, are the listings pretty low? And she said, yes. And I said, well, what if we went out and we showed you where there's some pre-foreclosures and NODs, and we went out and we knocked on some doors, and we had the attitude that we want to help these people either save their homes, save their equity, or we want to help them restore their credit. If we can't save their homes, we save their equity and restore their credit. Would if we knocked on a door and said, we'd like to help you, would you get a lot of resistance to that, or would you get a kind of like a warm welcome? And what if we said to those people, how about if we work together to help some of your friends in the neighborhood? Would that be a pretty cool? And what if that realtor who's starving for listings is knocking on that door with me, and I'm able to provide her with listings? Do you think she might bring me some more listings? I mean, some more deals. Would that be pretty cool? So are partnerships important, yes or no? All right, I can't wait. I'm not going to do a lot of speaking tonight. I got to tell you, that drives me nuts because I love to speak. But we got such powerhouse speakers. I've got Sanjay Kusla. Can you say it with me? All right, this guy, I probably ruined his name. This guy, seriously, when I first met him, and so I said, what do you do? He said, can you help me out? I got 28 homes in Michigan I need to sell. And I go, how many? He said 28. And I said, well, what do you do? He says, well, I buy homes and I bring those homes, to my friends. And he said, what I do is I find some of the best deals throughout the United States and I bring them to my friends. He said, I've done about 100 of them so far. I said, how many? He said, about 100 of them. Well, everybody knows looking for deals is kind of a tough deal, right? And he's finding these deals all over the place, right? And then he's a marketing guru. We talk for hours about marketing because we both love marketing, to top it all off. So he's got a lot of great stuff for you to share. So give him a round warm right now, please. Come on, Sanjay.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary, for that wonderful introduction. Excuse me. As Gary mentioned that I'm very passionate about marketing, I have a quick story to tell. This was about 20 years ago when the dot-com was happening and Facebook and all these companies were being born. And I was hobnobbing with people, and I bought $3 million to the table to one of the guys who made Earthling go public, if you guys remember, ISP company. And we're sitting in Beverly Hills, and everybody in Harvard University had left that, and they wanted to become millionaires. And I bought this $3 million, and Barry Hall, who makes companies go IPO, he said, Sanjay, thanks for getting this $3 million, but where do we get our first customer from? And that was like a lightning kind of bulb went off, and all the Harvard guys that had quit their job couldn't open their mouth. They said, duh, what do you mean customers? And since then, I swore to myself that I will never engage in any business model until I did not become a mad scientist for finding customers. And then started my whole journey of building call center lead generation. I built several call centers in India, in US, and in Canada, doing outbound lead generation from one seat call center to 10,000 seaters. And along with that, I have an IT background, so I applied a lot of my IT skills of finding leads for all multiple different industries, right from stock market to mortgage lead generation, which was very tough. And then I found out, like, I was selling leads for peanuts. And then 5 years ago, I came back into the game and somebody said, well, this lady got $30,000 for getting me a lead. And I said, duh, I was really in the Iron Age out there selling it for $80. How do they make $30,000? And then started my whole journey of real estate. And since I was already a marketer, I'd done lead generation, worked for top internet marketers, doing online marketing, social media, direct mail, a complete integrated systems. And I've been also consulting as a Salesforce architect for a lot of Fortune 500 companies. I show them how to capitalize their marketing spend, how to integrate technology and platform, which has really given birth to sort of my three companies. SalesAngel.com, we're partners with Salesforce.com. It's a call center software that's built on top of the CRM itself. And usually, Salesforce does not bring vanilla, guys, if you don't know your stuff. So that's SalesAngel.com. Second is InvestorsGoneWild.com. So as you can tell, I love marketing so much. That gave birth to InvestorsGoneWild.com. If you want to find off-market properties, you want to connect with me, go to InvestorsGoneWild.com. And my vanity number is 888-DARE-007. 888-DARE-007. And the last one is, like we buy ugly houses. I have a brand name called guyswithcash.com. I had one grandma eating dinner and saying, hey, if you want money, why don't you go to guyswithcash.com? So that's a little bit background about my lead generation, my passion to find off-market deals out here. And I'll jump into the experience which I've been doing in Michigan, because deals are comparatively harder to find. And Warren Buffett had said, wherever there's bloodshed, there's opportunity. And I saw bloodshed in Detroit 4 years ago, or Michigan for that matter. I don't want this discussion only focus on Detroit or Michigan, any out of state, if you will. So I went off on the journey of finding off-market properties, and I'll share some of the deals that we identified off-market here. So this continues on with some of the Fortune 500 companies that I advise and consult. These are like hobnobbing with the big guys, the gurus in the wholesale industry and asset base, and also met with Donald Trump's son while he wasn't Donald Trump, or he wasn't the president, sorry. So quickly I want to jump into, and then we have a whole team that does real estate, project management, and boots on the ground to find off-market properties. And within Michigan, we have this entire team out there, right from title company to home inspectors. And I'm just going to show some deals. So this is one of the deals that we got in West Bloomfield. We identified a property going for tax auction. If you guys want to learn more technical stuff of how to go about tax deed, tax lien, how does it work, we've done a lot of in-depth analysis, and like I said, help buy about 100 homes, maybe tax deed or off-market properties. But this one we found before it can even go to the tax auction itself. And there's an interesting story. We went knocking on the door because we had the list. The list comes out at the Oakland County, which is another county away from Detroit. And this is the type of house that we identified. And the dog came sort of barking at us, and that's how the birth of finding off-market properties before it even goes to the tax auction. So we spoke to the homeowner. They said, oh, we hear a lot of BS, especially guys coming from California, and are you guys for real? And then, we called them at the hotel, and We just put down the money right there, and then, within 5 minutes, we negotiated this particular house for $70,000. It's basically 4,000 built-up square footage, 14,000 lot size front and back. Got it for 70, put up a $35,000 for repair, and sold it about 6 months ago for 226. So those are the kind of deals that you find off market through the tax deed itself. One of the things that I want to highlight about Michigan, when you look at deeds, there is something called as an overage, like where it's almost daylight robbery that the government does with the people out there. What that means is, say if you owe some taxes of, let's say, $30,000, and your house is worth $250, and if it goes for auction at $150, one would say it would make sense that if you owe $30K and you sold that house for $150 at the auction, the overage must go to the homeowner. Maybe you remove $20,000, but at least give them that money back since you recuperated your tax. Michigan law states zero money and they're on the streets. Zero money and they're on the streets. I have sat down with people that $400,000 mansion, that would be almost like $3 million worth, $400,000 already paid. They lost their house for $30,000. And they were willing to give away, just let us stay there for 6 months and give a $400,000 house for $100,000 plus stay in 6 months. And we're finding crazy amount of these deals off market like that. Another thing, because we do a lot of this tax auction, whether it's tax deed or off market property sheriff sale, there's another law in Michigan which is not in California. As you guys already know about foreclosure, if you guys are familiar or not, here there's nothing called as redemption period. So every auction sort of works a little bit differently. So there's a redemption period. Even though the auction was done, somebody bid on it, the homeowner still has 6 months redemption rights to be able to get that property back. And we as investors go backdoor. We don't even go for the auction. We go backdoor. We make that offer and we say, we're nice guys from California. We'll let you stay for a year out there. And typically there's an equity of $70,000, $80,000, $100,000. Immaculate houses like these. And we let them stay for a year and you're sitting on walk-in equity of $70,000, $80,000, and $100,000. Cherry pick, like party like it's 1999, right? So there are a lot of strategies that you can go acquire properties off market. So I'm gonna jump on. So this is what it looked like before. This was a before picture. This was basically in West Bloomfield. It was like a hoarder. We couldn't even walk inside the house. And then later on, this is the after picture is what we did. Also, I want to do another call out because we've been doing, one of the things people are always afraid, even going 30 miles away from here. Oh, rehab 30 miles. No, I don't want to go there. I took it upon myself. I said, I'm going to crack this code. I've always been a rainmaker in my life, going and building call centers and doing everything worldwide. I manage a team. I manage projects that are $20 million and hundreds of people across the world. I don't even see them. And we do like crazy complex stuff of all, architecting and talking to CIOs, such complex. And I thought this house is a Mickey Mouse. But a lot of people, I understand there's that fear factor. I don't want to go out of state and things like that. What we've done and mastered, I'd be more than happy. And you can go to youtube.com. Sorry, everybody knows YouTube, but go to investorsgonewild.com. You'll see everything we've done remote rehab on my mobile. Literally on my mobile, ranging from rehabbing an entire roof, ground scratch gutted, to foundational work that's water out there, to mold, you name it. It can be done. I'd be more than happy if you guys are interested to talk and discuss maybe after this or come back again. I'd be more than happy to share that with you of how we're doing it. But we're doing a lot of remote rehab and we've almost kind of mastered it as a science, and we're trying to Uberize the fix and flip industry. by doing everything remotely, and I'd be more than happy to share. Like Gary said, knowledge is power. I'm more than happy to share that power with you. So this is another one that we bought it at the auction itself. This is I just want to give you guys a taste of the kind of inventory that you can find, what the streets look like out there. It's not all war zone and stuff like that. So this is on Lilac. Now this, we got it for 60, put up another 25. We converted a 2-bedroom to 3-bedroom in less than a week. So none of the, mumbo jumbo that goes on in California out here, you got to wait for a month. In 1 week, we converted 2-bedroom to 3-bedroom. So, it's very flexible when you're doing out-of-state stuff. So this we put up 20, and now it's rented for $1,300, and it's already valued $130. Cashed out already, no money in it, zero money, and rent is coming on it now. These are before and after pictures. This is after. This is a nice, unique one. This house, we got it from a grandmother for $10,000. Again, stopped it by going to the tax deed auction for $10,000. They stayed in it for a year at $800 rent, and they bought it back from us after a year for $45,000. So a lot of smoking, screaming deals that you could find. So this is these are the streets out here, and then I'm moving into kind of Detroit, and what we did in Detroit market and stuff like that, and it shows. But I want to jump into this landscape of what we did is buying stuff now in Detroit. So I'm moving from Oakland County, which is like the Beverly Hills of Michigan, which is more suburbs and a lot of high value. Now going into Detroit, which is a very complex market, we did a lot of data mining and mapping out the entire place street by street. So as you can see here, the blues is more of the saturated, like the Cork towns and the Midtown. That's where you find now condos and places like $500,000. But the reds are the next Midtown and Corktown, the upcoming hot markets. So we identified those red hot markets, and through technology, believe it or not, remotely, we bought 23 homes. At one point, we had like almost a CNN channel going on video conferencing. And we're like literally doing like Mission Impossible, go left, go right. And everybody was adding inputs out there. No, don't touch this street. I've lived on this street. I've gone on that school. There's a war zone. In 3 weeks, we bought 23 properties. In 3 weeks. Remotely managing all via video conferencing, identifying people, and again, Uberizing of how you buy these properties off market. So long story short, I know I have a very short window here, so I don't want to take up much time, but I'm really here to give you a little bit taste of what are the opportunities that are available out of state, how we could do remote fix and flip, and I'd love to do that with Gary and teach you guys a little bit more in depth, handhold you, kind of come up with a program, Learn and Earn, if you guys are interested to do out of state. If this is your first deal, you want to check it out. We do also have other lending companies where financing is available. If you guys are interested, we can kind of bring you in and you can kind of get a feel for how to do a deal rather than just coaching, because, after working with Gary and talking to him, it's not your typical, we're not looking for $30,000 becoming franchise and things of that. And we've gone to so many of these events, and breaks my heart. People go and put up that 30K. I hope he's not going to get there. He'll never get there. But it's really getting your hands dirty, doing a deal and living through the entire life cycle, which I'm really excited to partner up with Gary. Otherwise, I wouldn't, all this hoopla and pump and juice going on. And, I've done a lot of that kind of, on the phones and selling. It's very distasteful. We want real practical example of how do we do this. And if that's something of interest, we're very interested in working with you guys. Getting these off-market properties maybe from auction. I'm also starting a very, very aggressive campaign in Tracy, right from Tracy to Lancaster, getting off-market properties through Guys with Cash, doing social media and all that kind of good stuff. I'd be more than happy. I am looking for private money lenders. If you guys feel confident, I can get you those deals if you're interested, or if you want to learn and earn on off-market properties. And also I call it the mela, or the fun and fair, if you will. In Detroit, it happens once a year. in Michigan. The tax deed auction happens once a year. And I think Detroit is the only market where you get 5,000 properties at a time to be able to pick and choose. So we can certainly do a lot of that kind of groundwork if you want us to do proxy bidding on your behalf and you just want to own the property outright, but you want us to help you go through the maze craze of how to buy a property on tax auction. We'll do all the data mining. We'll identify the streets, the zip codes, and also the zip codes that we bought for our other investors, kind of start bringing you deals out there. How much does it cost? Walk you through that whole thing. So if you want to do that, the auction, the tax deed auction, or do one deal, learn and earn, or do any kind of private money, we'd be more than interested. You can again contact me, investorsgonewild.com or 888-DARE-007, and you can come talk to me after this session. Thank you so much for your time.
Wow, give me that. I think he's gone crazy. What do you guys think? All right, real quick. When we go into out-of-state markets, I want you to know that we build teams and open up offices. We don't go in there blindly. So don't think as a new investor that you got to buy properties in Michigan. You're going to be working with experts that are in those markets that know the streets. You know, the difference between Southwest Atlanta is a lot, and North Atlanta is a lot different. The prices go from, like 150 to 400. So we know the market inside and out. That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? So what would you think if we started opening up meetup groups like this, like in Tracy, and maybe this guy, we might even talk to Frank and Denise and I about opening up a meetup group in Tracy, and we start opening up these meetup groups all over the United States where we brought you this type of education. Would that be a cool deal? Yeah, would you invite some people to come? Yeah. I want to introduce my partners. Where's Denise? Okay, stand up, please. Okay, Denise is one of the best trainers and teachers in the business, and here's the type of mentorship she offers. She does Bird Dog Saturdays. She actually takes you out and teaches you knocking on doors, how to find those properties and how to secure those properties. And I got to tell you, she's like the musician, of doing it, because I've never seen anybody work like her and put a deal together where people trust her so much and love her so much. So I call her the $100,000 to $300,000 girl, because when she brings the deals in, that's what she makes. Is that pretty cool? And then I want to introduce my partner, Frank Verney. We don't do anything without somebody looking at our contracts and doing the comp work. So Frank has done over 200, 300 deals. He's never lost a penny because we do it in partnership. Does that make sense? We do it together. And that's what I want to build in the community. All right. We can't guarantee that you're not going to make a mistake or real estate's at risk. But boy, when you get more eyes looking at it, aren't you going to feel better about it? When we teach you how to write contracts, how to present contracts, and all the different ways you can do it. All right. With that being said, we're going to do announcements really fast, really quick. You got to say your name, where you're from, and your business, and that's it. No long stories, because our speakers are going to really load us up tonight. I'm excited to hear them.
So I'm just going to start it right out because Gary somewhat introduced me. I've been a realtor for about 25 plus years. Got tired of making all the investors' money, and so decided to become an investor myself. And I am having fun out there, bird dogging, knocking on doors. It's working really well, so I'm excited. Whoever's interested in going out with you and doing that. Shailen, we'll start with you. If you want to tell a little bit about yourself, please. Go ahead and stand up.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I'm Shailen. I'm a software engineer. I decided to reinvent myself in real estate. I live in Fremont right now.
All righty, perfect.
Wayne Lucas, I'm from San Leandro. Currently, I'm classic glass and shower. I install frameless shower enclosures and about to jump back into real estate investment.
I am Precious Proskovia. I am a registered nurse and a financial planner, but I am now an investor gone wild. So,
my name is Caitlin, and I'm just really hoping to learn a lot today. And yeah, I'm sorry.
Just speak a little louder.
Oh, sorry. My name is Caitlin, and I work in an auction right now, and I'm just really excited to learn a lot about wholesaling and yeah. Bird dog.
All right.
Hi, my name is Joseph, and I'm from San Francisco, and I'm just here to Bird Dog.
All right. Great. Thanks, Joseph.
Aloha, my name is Annie Josefa. I'm here with, I have such a little bit of group over here. Actually, I have access to a lot of funding. You need money? Call me. I can pass out my card, and I'm with the Private Wealth Club. That's the name of our company, and I'm learning about all this stuff, bird dog, wholesale, and all that good stuff. Oh, yes, the credits. We specialize to help people with their credits, and corporate credit line, so we can be able to give you funding. We do personal funding, credit, corporate credit funding, and private funding. Okay, thank you.
My name is William Reyes, and I've been doing advertising for the last 30 years. And I made some purchases in real estate and sell them, but I would like to do it like full time. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Michael?
Michael Anthony, I'm an author and mental trainer. I help people create a great mindset, and I'm learning from Gary how to become a great bird dogger.
Hi, my name is Yuri. I am starting in real estate investing, just learning. Yeah.
Great.
Hi, my name is Sunny Edmiston. I'm in retail management. I have been for 18 years, and I'd like to transition to something new. And I really enjoy real estate. I live in Brentwood, and I work in Tracy, so I'm going to find you later.
Awesome.
My name is Janice, and I'm from Sacramento, and my goal is to transition from working for somebody to working for myself.
Hi, my name is Joe. I'm from Elk Grove, California. I have been in business for myself for over 40 years, and I want to venture into something that I can have fun in and make a whole lot of money.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan Sanders, real estate investor and lifestyle coach, and I think that's everything. Oh, I'm in Fremont.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jim Miller. I'm a partner in a sales and marketing company called Wrecking Balls Marketing, and we help software as a service companies to grow really fast. And what I want to do is learn about how real estate works here and get involved with some teams.
Awesome. Go ahead and pass it to the... Okay, fine.
I'm Russ Merchant, and I'm here to get over the edge of actually investing. I've been learning a lot about it, so I just want to do our first deal together. And this is my son. I want to keep him from ever having to have a job other than when he was a lifeguard when he was a teenager.
I'm Josh Merchant. I'm working with my dad to set up a family business and keep from having to go to a 9-to-5 job ever again. Which, being a lifeguard wasn't exactly 9 to 5.
Hi, my name is James, and I drove a whole 3 miles here from Dublin. And I just got into real estate investing about 6 months ago, and trying to learn as much as I can as well.
Hi, my name is Anya, and I've been a realtor since 2001, started in San Francisco. Now I'm in Silicon Valley, Saratoga, San Jose, and just met Gary recently and joined the group. Would like to invest for myself now.
Tell me what you're going to do Sunday.
Oh, door knocking.
Hi, my name's Grisela Espinosa, and I'm from San Jose, and I work at a charter school, and just here to learn about investing and network, and just ready to make some money.
Hi, my name is Andy Fiscum, and I'm from the wonderful town of Modesto. So we drove over the hill. It's reverse commute, so that was good. And my wife Betty and I own the wonderful Blue Dog Property Solutions out of Modesto. We've been doing this since about 2015. We've done one major deal, and we actually took a house and gutted it pretty much, and took out walls and put in beams and total. Don't ever do that on your first time. I'm telling you, I have a lot less hair now. But we're really excited about the spring and about what's coming. So, thank you. You have to say something.
Hi, I'm Betty. All of that. Same thing.
Hi, I'm Investors Gone Wild. Hi, I'm Brian Bornino. I'm up from the Sacramento area. My background is actually in computer design, hardware engineering, as well as software. But these days I've been spending most of my time in seller finance notes.
Hi, my name is David Vang, and I'm also from Fremont, and I'm a real estate investor.
Hi, Zane Rogers. I'm with Coast to Coast Investment Group. We invest in multifamily apartment complexes in emerging markets across the United States. And like I said, always looking for new partners if you're interested in doing either partnerships or syndications. Come see me.
Hi, I'm Bill Haskell, and I am a real estate investor, and I'm also working technology for Frank and Gary and Denise. So that's it. I'm from Morgan Hill.
Because I'm coming up next, so.
Just want to say thank you all for sharing that and going through that quick. I will tell you real quick in about 2 minutes, because I know someone's watching the clock over here. I took this young man, Josh, out today, and it was an incredible day. And really what makes it fun is if you go out and speak from your heart when you're talking to these people. With this one house, she wanted to stay in her house. She said she had hundreds of letters coming from people, but not one of them asked him if she wanted to keep her house. And so that's what we were looking at as number one, trying to keep our house, okay? We have options, but we only have options within a certain amount of time frame. We're working with pre-foreclosures. We had another house went in, the guy owed $850,000. Well, he is doing hard money to get out of that. Long story short, we may be buying that house. So there were a couple of other things that we ran into today, but it was a very exciting day for him because it was all over the map, and you just got to think on the spot. But the more you hear, the more you listen, the more you get together and share, it will go faster for you. So the next man I'm going to introduce has done over 200 plus short sales. Actually, when people went into trouble, he actually pretty much started this business to go out and help people. He has done that. He's also been a mortgage broker, and he is a real estate broker. And now he is a dynamite investor. So I'm going to bring up Frank Verney, and he can tell the rest about himself. Woohoo!
How's everybody doing? Everybody enjoy their meal? Pasta? Did you enjoy the pasta tonight? Okay, I know you want fish, but how many people want fish? No. Fish is out. So just a little bit about me. I'm from New York, and I've worked for many companies throughout my time. Retail management, directors of companies, worked for Cellular One as a regional sales manager. My last job was with a company called AuctionNet.com, and they had gotten a big infusion of cash from Oracle. And of course, if you remember what happened in 2001, the internet crash happened. We were about to be taken over by eBay and possibly Amazon at that time. We had about 7 months to go, but that all went kaboom. And unfortunately, so did I. It was the first job I was ever fired from. And in that period of time, I had been fumbling with real estate. And so I looked at my wife and I said, we bought some properties in the Sacramento area. Let's go move there, and I'm going to just do real estate full time. And that's what I did. Came out to Sacramento, opened up a mortgage company, ended up with 17 offices. We had quite a big business going in mortgages. Unfortunately, just like in 2001 with the stock market, we experienced something in 2007 in the real estate market. And it went kaboom. And my life changed. I was about ready to retire in maybe a year or two. That didn't happen. Everything I had done wrong.
because I wasn't an investor at the time. I was just a retail buyer like most people. And I lost basically everything I had. Had to file bankruptcy, and thank God for that rule. So it just saved my life, and had to reinvent myself. Part of that was going out and helping people through foreclosures. And I got involved with a nonprofit and went out and knocked on doors and helped people. And we did seminars, helped people through that process. Learned a lot about how foreclosures work, how to speak to the banks. And so in that period of time of 2.5 years, probably saved thousands of people from foreclosure, either through a loan modification and or a short sale. In 2013, that business started to slow down again, and I had to reinvent myself again. And what I saw was people, investors, that really were not very smart, making lots of money. You know, I would make $2,000 in commission, and they would buy houses in Sacramento for $25,000, and then fix them up and, you know, rent them and make their money back in a year or two. And I'm going, wait a second, what is wrong with this picture? So it was time for me to make a change. And that change has changed my life. You know, just an example. Today, I just want to give you an example of what an investor does in a day, okay? Today, this morning, I got a call. It's like early this morning from Gary talking about one of the projects we're going on. I had a call from the appraiser in the property we have going on in Atlanta, which we're going to close on Monday. Then I got a call from the contractor on the other Atlanta property of what's going on there and giving me a progress report. Then I spoke to a client that we're trying to get this property from and gave her an offer. Then I went to look at 2 properties. Okay? Then I came back, had some lunch, got in the car and drove out, got a call from Denise, you got to go see this property. So and then I came here. That's been my day. And in that period of time, you know, and we're writing another offer for another client of mine. And I took a listing. So you tell me, is that a pretty good day? Okay? So the thing is, real estate is my life, it's what I do and how I do it. And we're lucky tonight to have someone else who's made it their life. Okay? And she's our next speaker. And she has been involved in real estate. She started in real estate when she was 24 years old. And she's been doing it for quite a few years, but now she's only 28. So, you know, so she told me to say that, by the way. So, but she started with a 6-plex, and she ended up renting it, and it made her some money, and then she bought another one, and then she bought another one, and then she got involved in further real estate transactions. She then started, I guess she bought many properties. They started cash flowing for her, and then she started flipping. And she's teamed up with some other people out here, and their levels of experience are even greater than mine and ours. They have like 100 years of experience in their team. And they've done, huh? All Allen. Okay, all Allen. Okay. But, you know, she's been doing real estate for a long time. And the thing is that when it gets in your blood, it don't go away. It just stays there and stays there. And when you see the expression on people, when you do something good for them, when you see neighbors coming up to a property that you just flipped and said, good job, you know, when you have new buyers coming into a home and saying thank you, when you have people that you've mentored through the process coming up and saying thank you for changing my life, that's what this is about. It's about being a team, it's about working with each other, and it's about doing for you and doing for us. And it's not doing it for just you, it's for us as a team. So, this lady has done that. So, Ms. Ginger, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gary, for inviting me. This is very exciting. And thank you for all my new friends. Hi. So excited to see you tonight. So Frank basically gave you a little bit of the overview, and Alan is here tonight to give you some education, and I'm here just to tell a story, so I really got the easy part. And I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the story, and the reason why I think Gary wanted me to tell this story is for you, some of you are just starting out, you're dipping your toes in, you're wondering what to do, and others are more experienced than I am even. But we can all learn from each other. Right, and so I want to tell you a little bit about the story and what real estate has meant to me over the years. Just as Frank said, I had more guts than brains at 24, and I bought a big Victorian home, a 7,000 square foot Victorian home. It had a widow's peak. It was really cool, beautiful home, but it was not a beautiful home. It was a mess, but I saw it as a beautiful home. And so as soon as I painted it pink, cream, and purple. Because I was 24, and it was cool. It was a cool Victorian home. But as soon as I did, everybody started lining up with their rental applications. Hey, I want to rent out this property. I want to rent out. So I had it rented within a month. Again, more guts than brains. I didn't really screen people very well, but I got lucky. So then I took money out of that house, HELOC, bought another 6-family, rented it out. Wow, now I'm like making money. This is pretty exciting. And then I did it again. And I had a nineplex. And I had some learning experiences on the nineplex, which is a subject for another conversation altogether. But through that experience, it was very empowering to have all this money coming in and just enjoying the process of like, wow, this is pretty good. I can collect rent, send a handyman out, do this and do that. It was very, very exciting. And so I did that for a number of years until I met Alan, my mentor, and we did our first flip together. Alan had a very, very busy real estate office, an investor office, and he did investment meetings and so on. And I connected with him taking one of his trust courses because I needed asset protection at that point. I started, accumulating properties, and I'm like, wow, what if everything, someone sues me or whatever? So I took his asset protection course, met him, and then I started learning about distressed properties. I knew nothing about distressed properties at all. But somebody called the office and said, hey, there's this credit union that has a house. They foreclosed on it, a little house outside Boston, Brockton, and they're in it for like $85,000. So Alan said, hey Jen, you want to come on this field trip with me? And I said, sure, because I had more guts than brains. And he said, okay, go to the banker and say, Mr. Banker, I know you're into this house on Della Avenue for $85,000. Would you take 10? I was like, what? Okay. So I just did what I was told, because that I learned, just do it. Sometimes you just have to step up and do things that you're not comfortable with. And so the guy says, hold on a minute. Went into the next room, came out, said, 15. I said, done. So we spent about $23,000 to fix it, and then we ended up flipping it for about $85,000. So that was my first deal on flip. With good mentorship. Good mentorship, not a book. Mentorship. As Gary was saying, you need mentorship. You need someone to be there with you, to hold you by the hand, right? So long story short, I worked out there for a while, and then the sunny skies of California beckoned me, and I came in 2001 and became a mortgage broker. Figured out a slick little way to immediately become a mortgage broker, not through traditional means. I got a special license, became a mortgage broker, and then a real estate broker immediately without ever becoming an agent, which people think it can't happen, but I did it. So had a huge business for a little person, not huge like Frank, huge for me. A lot of clients coming in. I started Livermore's very first B&I group. I had partnerships with CPAs and financial planners, did very little with realtors, but I liked getting more involved with the CPAs so we could really talk about the numbers. And very flourishing business, but what was significant is that when the mortgage crisis happened, my clients didn't run from me. They ran to me. And I always felt that I felt very blessed because of that. Because I never felt that, because fundamentally I'm a teacher. So people came to me for mortgages, and I would teach them about their mortgage. I would teach them. And I was very transparent. And sometimes I would tell them, this is probably not a good idea for you. So when the mortgage crisis happened, they came to me. And now I was like trying to hold their hands. I was doing whatever I could to save them as well as myself, because I bought my house in 2006. Yeah, my California house. I waited until 2006. But as they were coming to me, I was trying to find solutions, just because my heart was breaking for what they were going through. And then eventually became loan modifications and short sales. That was the obvious, over like a year and a half, 2 years later, that became the obvious answer. So did a lot of those during that time, but in the meantime, I started acquiring properties again. So that's when I started in earnest. In 2009, I did my first California flip. And then I just kept doing California flips from 2009 until about 2014. And here's what's interesting, and I think that's why Gary wanted me to talk about my story. Right around 2014, 2015, I had a triple threat of life happened. I had a really rough breakup. The reality is, what I didn't say is I was involved in an emotionally abusive relationship with a man in my life. I worked to get away from it. But finally, in 2014-15, I couldn't do it anymore. So I had to leave. And when I did, he had this interesting way of splitting up. And it was called character assassination. And it was rough. It was a really rough time. Immediately, I had a disability with my back. I became I couldn't do normal chores. I couldn't get in, do the dishwasher, laundry without having to lay in bed. My back just gave out on me. And during that time, I also became exhausted because of the upswing in the mortgage crisis. Mortgage, when it was going crazy, it was stressful. When it was going down, it was even more stressful. And all the flips and all the mortgages, and it just all together, I became emotionally exhausted. So right around 2014, I was disabled. Emotionally, and mentally, and physically disabled. And my real estate saved my butt. Because by that time, I had accumulated some wealth, I had accumulated some property, and then day in, day out, the property saved me, and the accumulation saved me. And the reason why I'm very passionate about real estate, in the past, I think I took it for granted. When I was young and a little more stupid, it just happened. It was kind of easy and fun and aggravating and all of that. But I think as I've gotten older, I respect the power of real estate now more. And I'm seeing young women, I'm seeing women at different ages, and how life has all of these vicissitudes and all these insecurities and all these challenges. But if we can accumulate some real estate for ourselves, whatever that means. So right now, I'm really passionate about talking to my girlfriends about this. Women that I know, gentlemen, same thing for you, but I'm gender specific right now. A lot of women are saying, wow, these Prince Charmings are few and far between. And why not? And then you think you have the Prince Charming, and then you go away because life is uncertain. And so I'm becoming on a mission to teach women to empower themselves to learn real estate. This is not impossible. I believe I love my relationships with the male colleagues in my life. They're amazing, and I couldn't do this without them. But women have a very specific gift in this arena of real estate, and it's not just being a realtor. It's not just buying and selling. Women can become investors. You can become an expert. You can become a successful investor. You can partner with men. You can do some things alone. But you can do this. And so I'm on a mission now to tell people that, to tell my story, and invite you to step up and learn and mentor with people like Gary, amazing men like Gary, like Alan, like I have another partner, Steve, fantastic. And it's wonderful to be in that arena with gentlemen who are smart and capable and are willing to mentor you, and with women like Denise who are also willing to mentor you. What a blessing to be able to have this. This is not something that you can get through these $65,000 courses, a 1-800 number, a bunch of books, and a website. This is the boots on the ground, hand-holding, that it's really going to make you successful. So I just wanted to tell you that story. And now I'm back in the game, as about a year now. And Alan has got all these wonderful people coming into my life right away. About a year, I did some really deep healing work, phenomenal healing work. And I'm so blessed. I connected to a great spiritual center, started rehabbing my back. Went to a Tony Robbins event and met Tony Robbins' back coach. Thank you, universe. And I'm feeling good. Feeling really good. Emotionally, spiritually, I'm like very, very fantastic now. And then about a year ago, I started asking the question in meditation, what do I need to do now? And I felt like the universe and God, whatever you say, could say, Ginger, it's time for you to get back out. You need to collaborate. You need to meet people again and get, and stop being so reclusive. And so it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. I feel so blessed. And Gary, thank you for allowing me to tell my story. So thank you. I'll be delighted to introduce Alan. So again, Alan and I started working together in the 90s when I was young. And Alan is amazing. He's a genius. He's a professor. When I was younger, I will admit, I kind of aggressive, a little flippant. There's like, oh, all that brainiac stuff, all the brainiac illicit stuff. I enjoyed him, and yet now, I'm sure, now I'm learning from him every single day. He's a wealth of information in real estate. He's written 13 books, 23 courses, boot camps. And back in the day in Massachusetts, he was hundreds of people, investors and realtors and a number of the offices. And he was the go-to guy. He was the big shot back. He's living in California now for 1 year. And we were very lucky to be on happening with us. And I thank you for this Al and my friends.
Okay, I can't. That's it. Show's over. Good stuff. Okay, I have 5 minutes left, I think. Oh, see, 2 years ago, I came out here, to Berkeley College and stuff, I think we're going to stop going right here. I looked at a little bit here. And so he just said, just look like a doctor, don't look like a beach bum. Well, there I am. Beach bum, I like it. Cowboy boots. And picture that, you get a picture of a Victorian house, 3 stories, nice. Painted this purple and pink with shutters, attention, but attracted more attention? She painted the hydrant out front. How did you get away with that? So anyway, there's things to pass out here, those, both of them, we'll have to catch up. So you guys want to know, one of the guys here, the guy does a great way, he gets you out there, he shows you how to do different things, and he's, and we've been several weeks now, but, you guys know what bird dogging is, right? Yeah, maybe? Gary has a great program on bird dogging, really good stuff. If you look the first sheet with all the fine print that I can't even read because I'm 100 years old now. that's just something to go through. I'm going to go through that to start off. And, oh, the other thing here, you guys haven't seen these yet. Some of you might have seen them, they're on the back table now. Make sure you go out there, and this is for the 3E meeting we're having. That's where Gary and I met. And that's where the principal was on the first meeting. Sure, whatever you do, grab one of these on the back table and write down Gary's name on the front of the top. It's for you guys to fill your information and students to our next meeting, which is going to be at Faz in Pleasanton. So that's coming up. So first thing is going to be Gary's name on there, and you'll put the back to bird dogging is like this. Fastest, quickest, easiest, simplest way to jump into real estate right away. You don't have to know anything, you don't have to have any education, no licensing required, and everything's perfect. And the idea is you're bird dogging because somebody like Gary is saying, hey, here's what I'm looking for, this type of property, this location, there's all sorts of criteria. But that's what you want to follow. If you're bird dogging with someone like Gary, get what he's looking for, so he can bring it back to his team. You approach his team with that. And they pay good money. Typically, it's $500 to about $1,000, sometimes a little more. And so you get. All you're doing is finding a property and looking for them. You're on the street and you're bringing it to Gary's team and say, here's one, and get paid. It's very simple, easy. But here's the thing: if you're just doing that, that's all right. Gary has training. We have training coming up. And our training happens to be this Saturday, and you guys have something else going. So we're recording it, so everybody here can go to Gary's thing here, and then become a member of our meeting and watch it anyway. So that way you can get both things at once without being distracted. So basically, bird dogging here, you can read about this. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but a lot of my students have gone through, and we have a script there. I'm not going to pass that out. But if you go down here to number 2, it says property information sheet. That's the other paper that was passed out here.
I don't think we have that.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming. Okay. I'll keep passing. Okay, there should be 3 sheets. The property information sheet is 2, front and back. Okay, all you need is the front page of this one. How many guys out there, you get into real estate, and whatever course or book, whatever you've taken, they always say, drive the neighborhoods, look for houses with all the shades open or all the shades down, or tall grass, or on trash day, the trash isn't out front, or the mailbox is missing, totally missing, or any number of different things. And that's what we're going to be teaching you next month at the 3E meeting. But for now, from now on, go home, make copies of this. I'm the copyright holder. I'll give you permission to make as many copies as you want. Make sure you put this on the back side of it, from back to back. So it'll look like this. And what you do is, from now on, you're no longer writing things down, properties down on scraps of paper. They're getting lost. And you guys have done, we've all done it. Oh, this looks like a nice property, and you write it down. Question?
This paperwork right here, it's got names or something.
Okay. Is it floating around the room? You need some more? So anyway, it's like, no more scraps of paper. Make tons of copies of these. I have these in my vehicles, I have them with me, I have them in my briefcase, I have them everywhere. You might be sitting, having some lunch at a bar, and all of a sudden someone's talking, I'm going to say bar, not bar, Massachusetts, So you might be sitting there and someone says, oh, I can't stand it, I'm getting divorced, sell a house. Bing, 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 pull out a sheet. But a lot of times you can't pull out the sheet, right, because you don't have them when you're on a motorcycle or you're at a bar. So you pull out your phone and just make a note of it. Was it a Microsoft Note, I think it is? Download that and you're, hi, I'm sitting here and this is Joe with 123 Main Street. He and his wife are getting divorced, blah, 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 and follow it up later. Or if you're driving down the road, take a look at the house, make your notes to yourself. You can email them to yourself from that Microsoft Note, and take pictures and attach those pictures to it. So you have a whole file as you're going down the street. If nothing else, use the old-fashioned way like us old 100-year-olds do. Use paper and pen. But it works out well. Don't ever lose another property. Now, I ended up with tons of these, and we never get around to researching a lot of them. But that one case where you might, you have some time, you're working on it, you can. If you miss the opportunity once, you're going to miss a lot more opportunities. Don't be afraid to write stuff down and start researching. So that's what these sheets are for, so make sure you take those with you. And that's the second thing I mentioned on this. Your mission, as you can see on this fine print sheet, everybody have those? Fine print, let me take a look at it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to seek out and contact everyone who has wanted to sell property that hasn't, like an expired listing from a realtor, who is currently in the foreclosure process, they're losing their home, whose house has gone through foreclosure and it's just sitting there vacant. Have you guys seen some of those around? It went to foreclosure, you check public records, it's been foreclosed on, but it's still sitting there. Okay, those aren't lost yet, maybe. Whose house has gone through the foreclosure process, but they still live in it? That's even better. Because we've helped them a lot further. They probably can't stay there much longer, but I've known people now in, I know someone right now in Walnut Creek who's been right in their house for the last 8 years in a foreclosure process that we've been working with them, fighting it, and they're still living there, not paying a mortgage payment. And who's that guy, Stefan Curry, bought a house in Walnut Creek about 2 years ago? 4 doors away. So it's a nice neighborhood. So not just high-end houses, not just low-end houses, all houses. Don't disqualify anything at all. Okay, write those down. And whose houses have been taken for taxes by the town, city, or county here. Right, people lose their house with the taxes. And it might be, here's no redemption period, they go 5 years and that's it. But a lot of times, that's it, never happens, that auction doesn't happen. You have 5 years of time when they stop paying the taxes here in California to grab that property, to help them out, help show them how to stay in the house. And that's the beauty of what you do. Try to help people stay in the house. And in a lot of cases, they can't. It becomes a project for you, something you can do. But go ahead and do that if you can. So that's basically, that's bird dogging, getting out there and doing all that stuff, right? But now you want to know more about, like, well, what's the difference between bird dogging and wholesaling? Is there a difference? Anybody have any ideas? Exactly. What it is when you're bird dogging, you're working for someone and you're sending the leads to them. All you do is fill out that one piece of paper and send it to them. Their staff will take care of it. You're not getting paid a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. But the idea is to follow those through and ask if you can kind of watch the show, see what happens to it. But when you get into bird dogging, when you get into wholesaling, you're actually out there negotiating, finding the deals, writing up a contract. Now you're saying, well, I don't know how to write it up. That's why you're doing bird dogging, asking your mentor, who you're bird dogging for, to help you understand the business, take the courses they offer. Do that type of thing. Get the training, learn how to write contracts. I have a course that's called starting, how to start in real estate. And everywhere I speak, what I do is, I just say, okay, I'm not going to use my form that I use. I'm going to use the local realtor established form in the neighborhood. Because what happens is a lot of times you'll get some get-rich-quick course, and you use that form to write your offer up, and it's not state compliant a lot of times. Or someone like me sees a form like that, and like, he doesn't know what he's doing, he just took a get-rich course. So use your local forms to write these things up. But the idea is you write a contract up, and you say, okay, I have a purchase contract in my hand to buy that house that fixed up might be about $1 million. I'm limiting the prices here. might be $1 million fixed up, and I can purchase this house. I have a contract here, and I'm buying it for $650. And you put, I do things very low, no money down, but you buy it for $650. I have a contract with $650 to fix that house up. Might be $150. So do the arithmetic. So we're 7. right? 8, see, I forget math, I can't get through the arithmetic. So basically, you're 8, and there's your profit right there, right? 200,000. So that's what you do, you write the contract. But what you're going to do is, what if you write the contract and have no money, have no credit, filed bankruptcy recently, you knew the business and you don't know what you're doing, but you know how to write a good contract. What do? You wholesale it to anybody else in the room that has that. And as we went around with Gary, Gary's crew here, saying they're going around the room, that's when you announce that you have a hot contract you want to sell. And you could get a check from that person, in a case I just gave you, where total cost in when it's done is 800, and the thing's going to sell for $1 million. You can sell that equity, that $200,000 equity, probably for 20, 30,000 maybe, or 50, 60, 70,000 maybe, from people right in the room who'll give you a check tomorrow, go to the bank, here's 50,000 cash, and they'll take that contract. Sound good? Now, it's not quite that easy. It is that easy, if you know how to write the contract. So here's what a lot of newbies do. I'm not sure how many newbies in the room, have you raised your hand? Go ahead. A newbie? Okay. A volunteer, all right. Two newbies. Anyway, what happens is, when you're writing a contract, you're not sure how. That's why you're going to do the bird dogging for a while. I know people who do both bird dogging and write contracts. Personally, I like to have someone bird dog, and I write my own contract. Introduce me, and I'll go do it. The main thing here is you have to know how to write the contract. So here's the contract sometimes that I get. Same scenario. The house can be purchased for $650, good deal. It'll be $150 to fix it up, good deal, good profit, right? Same example. And the student or the person goes out there, they write it up, and which it looks like. I could buy this house. I have it under contract, Alan. You want to buy this contract. $200,000 equity after the rehab. Everybody agrees it's a good deal? A real good deal? But it's like, but we got to close in 5 days. Escrow time's too short. So now you have to go out and say, well, sorry, but that's too much of a rush. And personally, I've been in the business a long time. As of a week and a half ago, about 2 weeks now, I think, 888 properties that I bought. Not just brokered as a real estate agent or anything like that, but bought. And a lot of these are just people like, but it's a good deal. I don't rush. I want a month escrow at least to do due diligence and check the property out and all that type of thing, right? So if you're giving me a contract, we have to close it in 5 days, 10 days, I'm going to be like, nah, someone else maybe. I want, 6 months. Can you do that? 3 months, 6 months, what's a comfortable number? A contract. Here's a good comfortable number. A contract, 6 months. A little spurts in the room, but I also buy with no money down. Well, not really. I put $10 down in most of these. $10 on the contract, ties it up, I'm all set. I also tell people I close in 2 days. Well, Alan, if you're buying houses and closing in 2 or 3 days, I'll hear the title companies want 5 days or 10 days, if it's not the end of the month. But I just buy stuff quick, fast, and I do my due diligence before I accept the deed. I see the house, I close it, get the deed, I don't accept the deed until I've had a chance to do my due diligence. But if someone's selling me a contract, before I purchase that contract from them for $5, $10, $15, $20, $50,000, I'm going to do my due diligence first. Is it signed up right? Is it more than 5 days? Is it a month, 2 months? Because if I get a 6-month contract offered to me, I can just mock it up. I can mock it up and sell it to another investor. So there's $200,000 equity, and I have to pay $30,000 for the contract, and I take a fee of $20,000 and pass it on to somebody. It's still quite a bit of money, $150,000 profit for whoever ends up in the room with it, right? So you can sandwich those things, but you can't do that on 5 days or even 30 days. But 30 days is good. It's better than 5 days. Now the other thing in the contract is people say, yeah, this is a great offer, and now we did what you said. We have like 5 months of closing, before closing. We have a 5-month contract, it's solid, it looks good, and the same scenario, $650, $150 to fix it up, $200,000 equity, but what happens? Oh, all cash to the seller at closing. You probably work with it and go out, get hard money, whatever you have to do, transactional funding, anything you have to do to close it. Not my style. Anybody else? Everybody in the room would take that, though, right? Everybody would say yes. So we get 5 months to close it. I can shop it around to hard money lenders and banks and all that. There's plenty of time to close on that, right? So you guys are waiting for the trick. There's no trick. Yes, it's a good deal. Take it. See, that's the other thing. Listen, don't kind of, sounds too good to be true. Or what's he thinking when he's talking from the front of the room? Just think. You know what saved IBM from bankruptcy? Oh, IBM, you guys know what IBM is? Okay. They were going bankrupt. They were getting in trouble. And you know what changed their company? They made little signs. They put them in the bathrooms and in the hallways. And said one thing, think. It changed the company. So things like that. So just think on your own a little bit. Look for something else. Try to think about angles. But it's a good deal. The other thing that people have is a lot of times they bring a contract and it's like, okay, you buy it for $650. Sounds good, right? And you're thinking, wow, that neighborhood, yeah, they should sell for $1 million is what you're thinking. And $650 on the contract. And based on what you see in the pictures they brought, it's like $150,000. Fix it up would be more than you need, so you're cushioned pretty well. Not bad, right? And it's like, okay. And then you do the comps. You buy the deal, give them 20, 30, 40,000. You get the paperwork, and then you do the comps. Oh, but this street, and on the angle it's at, and on the fault line, whatever the thing is, it will only sell for maybe 700. Not the $1 million you thought. So what I'm saying is use facts. So if you're a bird dogger, find properties, easy, pass them on to your person. If you're a wholesaler, do all the research. The better that package that you hand off to Gary, the better that package you hand off to me or Ginger, the better that package you hand off to Frank and Denise, the better that package, now you have even us as friends kind of competing for it. And it drives your price up higher and higher. You guys understand what I'm saying? In other words, you get a long escrow period. 30 days, 60 days, a half a year. You have a price that's locked in, but you have that locked in, but you also did the comps and the research and maybe even a paid appraisal, proving that it will be worth $1 million or more if it sells in the next few months. That you do some research and find out, yeah, it's built on a cliff like, let's change it to doing something in Marin. It's on a cliff. But it's a great deal. How do you spend that many millions to buy a rehab? I don't know. But no, it's huge. And it just had to have some foundational work. And just people are just walking away from it. So, good deal. All sorts of things can happen. It could be another investor who just gets burnt out. Or another investor, a lot of my properties came from investors who they're doing a project and they just run out of time, energy, or they have a medical situation they can't follow through, you can pick those up. But you have to do your research. The stories sound good, but are they real stories? Did he have a heart attack? Is he short on cash? Or did they just kind of run out? So what I'm saying is, do your research when you write the contract, so when you present it, you know what the resale value is, you know what the price is here, you know how much has to be put down, you know you have time to research and do the due diligence on the deal, and whoever you sell that to is willing to pay. In the case of my example, you have $200,000 equity. What is that equity worth? I'd probably pay close to $100,000 for it. What would you pay, Gary? Because it's a good deal. Even paying someone $100 who just found the property, wrote the contract up, and they did all the research, great. But how do you learn how to do the research? How do you do, I mumble sometimes, how do you learn how to do the research? You come to meetings like this, you take courses that Gary has, that I have, that people have, you'll learn. And Gary has great stuff, I mean, really great stuff. So that's what you want to learn, and the learning curve might be slow. You can't just jump in. I just had a call yesterday from a real estate agent that works for my company in Massachusetts. She's just a top lister, popping them off. Now she wants to get into investing, and she's buying the worst deal in the world. It's a great deal, Alan. We're going to make you $150,000 to $200,000. It's great. I said, but this is your first project. It's a gut job. It's empty. Oh, someone else already did the gut job. So it's easy, Alan. They already did the gut job. I'm like, plumbing, electrical, drywall, tiles, walls, floors, ceilings, vents, air conditioning, heating units. She has no idea. Trying to talk her out of it. I know her, she's going to move ahead. Probably going to lose some money on that. And if you're in real estate, most people lose their money on the first deal. If you're still here after doing that, you're all set. You start making money right away. One thing I heard when I was down in Costa Rica looking to buy a house down there, and one of the Americans says, yeah, Alan, this is the best place. Costa Rica is the best place to be a millionaire. You know how you become a millionaire down here in Costa Rica, Alan? I said, no, I'm listening. Bring $2 million. So I'm going to wrap up here with a fast, quick, and easy bottom line, okay? And we'll have this information in the course of what we're filming for you guys. So to help you review the day and make moving ahead much easier, I've compiled the following that you can start as you leave this room. In fact, you might be able to do it while you're in the room here, okay? This is what you can do. Ready? Number one, stop. Think, right? Stop, think. Relax and think about your next steps. It doesn't mean not do them. You just stop for a second and go ahead. Ask everyone if they know someone who is having property problems. Gary teaches you this. Everybody teaches you this who's been around for a while. How do you make money in real estate? When you buy. And how do you do that? You buy distressed situations or distressed properties. Either the properties are messed up and you can figure out how to fix them at a good price, or the people are messed up. And it's usually both. That's why the property is messed up. So, okay, get as many details as you can and write it all on that property information sheet. That's what all those lines on the bottom are for. Right? You guys know how to do your own titles here? Title work? That's what goes in the back. Now, if you're doing the whole front of this from county records, you fill out all the details about the neighbors and numbers and phone numbers of people. You do the back title work, and you bring Gary out of the deal. It's a lot better price you're going to get, right? Okay. Do as much research as you can on your current knowledge, what you know already. If you don't know it, just fill out what you can and move it on. Okay. Sometimes it's just getting the address. Is the property here, and there's no number on it, because sometimes people take numbers off in distress situations. So you take the house on one side, the house on the other, go to county records, find out what the house is in the middle, that's how you get the address. Write down what you expect to receive for giving the lead. And Gary and I will laugh at you. But no, maybe not. But write down what you want to get for providing that good deal, especially if you've done research. And then send the property information sheet along with any other documentation, any other comps, all the paperwork. Send that whole package to the person who sent you that. Send that to Gary, send it to me, send it to whoever you're working with. Farm it out with whoever comes back first. That's how you'll make money. We don't like that, but that's how you'll make money. How's that sound? Good stuff?
Oh, excellent.
And I didn't mumble too much? Okay, now who has questions?
Will you post that on the website somewhere?
Yeah, what we're doing is with these cards, that's why you post these cards, they're on the back table right out there, okay? What you want to do is write Gary's name on the front, fill out the back. You'll see it's 3E Meetup, and we're meeting at the Faz in Pleasanton. And that's it's the first Thursday night of each month. And you show up there, and then once you remember there, you'll have access to the video we're doing Saturday. about this. What's that? Fish. You buy the bar is in 2 moves away, and the restaurant's there, which we'll eat before we do the meeting. And that's up to you guys.
I don't give you the bar, I give you the food.
Yeah. We don't give the bar. I don't drink. I'll have a beer once in a while. I don't drink. So that's what we want to do. So questions? No questions?
I do.
Yes.
Would you explain, how do you get a 6-month close escrow on a contract?
I find out what the see it all goes to is it a distressed property or a distressed person? And is there competition? I don't have any competition. I don't buy. I'm a realtor. I have real estate offices that are now spreading nationwide. I don't buy from realtors. I always sell with realtors at 7%, but I don't buy through realtors. I think I bought 2 properties in all those 880 with brokers. There's no competition. I'm on the street. I'm doing what if you guys were here last month. You were speaking, and everybody, Frank, everybody, get out there and actually walk the neighborhoods, talk to the people, get out belly to belly, toe to toe, eye to eye, and meet people. Oh, yeah, that's old school, Alan. Okay, here's what we've seen in the past 10, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. All these great companies that say, yeah, we'll sell you this list, we'll do this, and we do this for you, and all this. And yes, there are leads in those companies. Those, I call them get rich quick courses. So some of those lead sources do work out. I just bought a 14-unit condo development under construction, which was paused, in Massachusetts. The people who own it are into it for $1.1 million out of their pocket. It's been sitting there dead since the recession thing here 10 years ago. And I picked it up at $675. I'm not doing anything really to it. Actually, I can't say that. We weren't going to do anything to it. And now we had an architect go in. We brought in a partner who's an architect so we wouldn't have to pay him. He brought it all up to code, got all permits approved and all that. And now we're not doing anything. We're not doing the build out. We're doing nothing. We're flipping the entire thing. We'll probably clear about 1.2. And we'll split that 3 ways.
You doing entitlement?
I saw it once when I met the owner down there. And that came off bigger pockets of all things. So those things do work, those lists do work, but rarely. Rarely. So get out there and make your own list. What Gary was saying earlier tonight. How about you be the one to feed the realtors? How many realtors in the room? Okay, you guys are here learning how to do things from the inside out. And even though the realtor associations and stuff, they teach you and train you, MLS and all those, that's good stuff. But what if you just did things a little different? And you went out there and actually farmed an area the old-fashioned way. You sent out flyers and mailers, and you walk the neighborhood, and you start knowing the people in the neighborhood. And when you get upset in your office because a deal just crashed, where do you go? You don't take it out of your people in your office. You go, well, you show time, you go out there and walk your farm neighborhood. Hey, Barry, how you doing? Yeah. Oh, this fight, old-fashioned way. And you'll hear all the good deals. You know how I know when a realtor is farming an area, a geographical area? There's signs on our listings. They're always on the listings. You guys should be going for the same thing. Expired listings, everything a realtor does, you should do. We'll go into that next month at the meeting, the fee meeting. But it's like, there's things that you can do, and you guys can supply the realtors with these leads. You can supply other investors. If there's not enough meat on the bone for another investor, refer to the real estate agent. Gary said earlier, walk around with the agent with you. If you don't buy it, they list it. It works good. And you pay referral fee. And and I always suggest everybody get licensed. If you're a real estate investor, get licensed. If you're a real estate agent, be a real estate investor. If you're selling vacuum cleaners, you should own the vacuum that you own. If you're selling Bibles, you should own the Bible. If you're selling real estate, you should own the real estate. 80% of realtors don't own their own home.
Amazing.
But they'll sell yours. Okay, I can talk for 2 hours, and these guys are going to say, he's mumbling too much.
Let me have your mic here. And I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you. Ginger, thank you very much. And Sanjay, thank you very much. I thought you guys were all awesome. Would you give them all a hand? Yeah. So, I'm going to wrap up. Alan is so right about relationships, and I want to just spend a couple seconds with you real quick here to tell you the power of this. You see, when I was a realtor, I went and I knocked on doors I'll tell you where it was, California Chateau, right here in Dublin. And I knew the homes were selling lower than what another comparable subdivision was selling for. I mean, like $50,000 to $100,000 less. And I knocked on the doors, on every one of those doors in that neighborhood, and I said one thing to them. I said, I need your help. That's all I said. I said, I knocked on the door. Hi, my name's Gary Mr. I'm a realtor. I need your help. They go, well, what do you need? And I said, well, I noticed that the neighborhood across the freeway is selling $100,000, $50,000 to $100,000 more than what this neighborhood is, and we have a nicer neighborhood with better views. And they go, what? And I would show them, the souls, right? And so I knocked on every door. Now, I want to tell you how much those people loved me, because I became their champion, because I was fighting for their values. I was fighting for their home. They would invite me in, no kidding. When they see me, they would wave at me. They would invite me in. They shared all the gossip of the neighborhood, who was getting a divorce, when it was going to happen, and I would be listing the properties. And I dominated. All my signs were, throughout the neighborhood. It got so bad that the realtor that was farming the neighborhood for 15 years wrote me a nasty letter and told me to leave the neighborhood. The board of directors called me and said, I got another listing for you. The first listing that I got, I sold it over, first of all, I took it over market, $40,000, and I sold it at multiple offers, $40,000 more. And I became their champion. Now, why am I telling you that? Because what Alan shared with you tonight is a gold mine. When you go knock on the doors of those neighbors and you say to them, I want to help you. I want to help the neighborhood. I want to help the people that are, being foreclosed on. Some people don't even know their options. They don't know what's going to happen to them, and they're scared. We can help them together. What do you think those people are going to do? Those people are going to love you. They're going to see you as the champion. You're going to help those people by saving their homes or saving their equity and then restoring their credit. Do you think they're not going to be gossiping about you? Do you think they're not going to be talking amongst themselves? Do you think they're not going to invite you in at Christmas time for tea and coffee and a couple ties, right? That's your network. You created a network of value in the relationships that you created. Forget all this lead crap. Go knock on the doors and be their friends, fight for their values, fight to help people, and you'll create a network where people are going to call you over and over and over again. I don't care how many investor signs are posted all over the telephone poles. We gas to close in 2 days. Why? Because you're fighting for their values. How many guys are going to go knock on some doors? How many guys are going to take Alan up on his teaching tonight? Help some people out. And don't count the money in your bank account. Don't count it. Because it's going to grow so fast you can't count it anyway. What you're going to count when you go to bed at night is that person that called you because you built that relationship and they trusted you as their trusted advisor. Is that cool? Is that cool? Okay. The problem today with most real estate investors when they come into the business is they don't have a master plan. They don't have a plan for their life. They don't have a plan for their business. And they don't have a plan for residual passive income. Are you with me? They don't have a plan. What you heard tonight, I'm going to give you 3 steps of money. Number 1, you're always going to work for money as transactional, but you're going to create that income. If you invest that income, it's going to grow. If you spend that money, it's going to go. So you work for money, and then you get your money to work, right? You put your money to work. And then what happens? a bridge happens, a miracle happens, then your money starts working for you. You need a master plan to get up that ladder, step by step, one by one. Are you with me? Wrong by wrong. Sometimes I really get sloppy with my words. But anyway, you need a master plan. You need the mentorship and you need the counseling. Please trust me. We have your best interests at heart. We're not going to sell you a $65,000 hidden program. I'm sick of those guys. I hate them. I'm at war with them. Okay, I'm sick and tired because all they care about selling. They don't care about you investing in real estate and creating wealth and having cash flow and retiring with decency and financial, right, security. Am I right or wrong? You've got Frank back there. You've got Denise back there. We have an educational product. It's so cheap, it's ridiculous. And then you get high-end mentorship on top of that. And we have calls every Wednesday at 12 noon. Write this number down. We teach every Wednesday, 855. It's free. 855-827-2400. Now, I want you guys that are brand new to trust me. Go meet with Frank. Go meet with Denise. And let them put together the master plan for your life. Would that be okay? And would you please, between the two meetup groups with Alan and Ginger and myself and Frank and Denise, and now we're going to put one in Tracy, go to those meetings, please. The reason I invited them is because they're just like me. They're sick and tired of these gurus taking people's money, maxing out the 401k and the credit card, seriously. And they want to mentor people, they want to help people, they want to do it the right way. So go to the meetings, learn. You got two great meetup groups that are collaborating to help you guys to have a great journey in real estate and not have the failures and take all the risks that normal people are taking and spending all that money and putting those CDs and books on the shelves, and it just collects dust, and they're wondering how they're going to pay it off. Do you know that some of that stress is causing probably divorces today? Do you realize that? People are so stressed financially. And somebody goes spend $60,000, $70,000 on a mastery, and then the wife didn't know about it? Are you kidding me? That's going on. I hear it. That's going on. All right. Promise me you will talk to me. You got Jim, you got Alan, you got Cindy, you got myself, you got Frank, you got Denise. Please, will you promise me to go talk to the union people and get an appointment to sit there? It's not going to charge you money. They're not going to take your wallet. Trust me, you can leave your wallet at home. You can hide your credit cards. Just go get your plan, please, right? You guys trust me? All right? God bless you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for a nice evening.